remembered. And I'm going to introduce our very special guest. Her name is Lindsey Wynia. She is amazing. She's a 9-star platinum. I believe last I checked, she had 8 personally enrolled Crystal executives. It could have changed by now. Lindsey is one of my favorite because this is really someone who came into this and left nothing on the table. She has 5 kids, ages 17 to 5, and she still crushes her business. Literally makes 0 excuses. And anytime there's a promotion or a trip, she goes for it. And she literally uses the same formula that we all have. So she was #1 in President's Quest in 2017. They won a beautiful trip to London. And she was #1 leader in action. She earned herself a free trip to Banff, which is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. Leader in action for the cruise ship challenge. Every competition that's there, she goes for it. Not because she really needs a free cruise, but because she's grinding and building her business. So I love you. I thank you for actually moving your team call to be with our team tonight. I'm so grateful for you. So welcome to our Blitz, Lindsey. And I might unmute you. That would be super helpful.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you guys tonight. And one of the things that I just really appreciate is just everyone sharing their knowledge and pouring it together as leaders. And so I'm a huge fan of kind of that one team mentality. And I was, like Angela said, I came into this business and I started running hard. And one of the things that I did is I just watched endless trainings on YouTube to try to get myself up to speed. I didn't wait really for anyone to tell me what to do. I just really wanted this. And if you haven't heard my story before, I'll just tell you really quickly. But, I have 5 children. My husband and I owned a business here in Southern California. It was failing. It wasn't going to last much longer. And we didn't have a plan B. So I pretty much knew that I had to cover our financial income. And I knew that I had about a year to do it. So my goal was to make 6 figures in a year. And I had seen other people do it. So I knew it was possible. But I didn't waste much time worrying about how. I just worked really hard on trying to accomplish my goals and trying to help show other people the way. So I just ran like crazy. But one of the things I really appreciated was, I saw tons of trainings by Angela and so many other leaders at Isagenix who are just so prolific, honestly, with their trainings and leadership. And it's something I really appreciated. And I just kind of promised myself that if I was ever asked to share, that I would just gladly share. And I like interaction. So I hope you guys will, join me in the chat and ask questions. And I'm happy to be here.
So thank you so much. You rock. So let me ask you a question. Let's get down to numbers and the nitty gritty, because we are on week 5 of our 90-day game plan. So we've got our list, we've got our why, we know what we're doing here. How many people would you say that you enrolled during your time in the business?
Okay, well, I've been enrolled in Isagenix for 4 years. It'll be 4 years in August where I actually started working the business. It took me a little bit of time to wrap my head around doing this as a business. My enrolling sponsor asked me when I started, do you want to do this as a business? Which I do not recommend you asking people, because the #1 answer you'll get when you say that is no, because no one thinks they have time for another business. So please do not ask that question. And of course I said no. It wasn't until I started seeing people really just in recognition in the business page, just making incredible incomes, that I was like, maybe I really should take a look at this. So in 4 years, I think I've enrolled about 400 people. That's probably a pretty close estimate. Of course, earlier in my first and second year, maybe even my 3rd year, the enrollments came faster and easier. Your warm market is really, I think the easiest thing, the people who know, love, and trust you are going to buy from you first. And one thing I tell people who are just getting started is I set them up, and I think honestly, everyone would have a lot more success if they did this up front. But I really set expectations with people. I don't tell people like everyone I know is going to sign up with them. I tell them there's three kinds of people who are going to reach out. There's going to be people who are just straight up nosy. They really have no intention of signing up with you. They just want to know what you're doing. So you're going to have those people asking what you're doing. You're going to have people who are interested, but they're the wait and see kind of people. They're really just going to like totally wait around for like a year, sometimes 2 years, and wait and see if you're serious about what you're doing and if you stick with it that long. People really do want to see if you have longevity, because let's just be honest, there's a lot of hoppers, there's a lot of business hoppers, and people who go from one thing to another. And they want to know if you're serious. And they want to know if the product works long term, if you're really going to use it forever. And then the third kind of person is the person who knows, loves, and trusts you. And it's like the timing is perfect for them. So they're going to jump on because they already know, love, and trust you, and they're going to jump on. But, out of like all your friends, it's just that smaller demographic that's going to get started right now. The rest are going to wait and see. The rest are just going to kind of wait and see what happens, and they're not going to jump on right away. So it's those initial people. And if you don't prepare your people that not everyone's going to sign up, they'll get demotivated and they'll be like, I'm not good at this. I don't know how to do this. I blah, blah, blah. And it's all just, stuff that they made up in their head. But if you're not actively trying to tell people that there's like that not everyone's going to be ready to jump on board with them right now, and that's okay. You might lose out on a great builder for your team because you didn't set expectations for them. Does that make sense?
I love it. I think that advice is really gold, right? Because consistency, we always stress that consistency is key. And I think that's one of the primary reasons, because most people are not, yes, I'll do it. Most people, they need 5 to 12 touches before they say yes. And so they're kind of testing you. How serious is she? Is she going to be selling pantyhose next year, or is she going to be here a year from now to support me? So it really is about our posture, about how we come off. But I think that's a wonderful conversation to have with new people straight up so that they don't get discouraged.
Absolutely. And, we all know that that's when the enrollments come in the easiest, right? Like, when people are excited and fired up and they just start sharing, that's when they get the easiest enrollments. It's when it's later on in month 3, 4, 5, 6, where they have to become a professional network marketer and have to learn to work their leads. But it's those first 3 to 4 months where people can, kind of work their connections pretty easily because it's new and exciting and they're showing their before and afters. But you have to prepare people for those no's, because when they get them, they're going to be so demoralized if you're just not sharing with them that that's completely and totally normal. So that's important.
That's some good upfront information.
Yeah.
So what I love about you is, and I always send your video to my new people, to me, it's like cracking the code on creating consultants, right? And I think you're so good at having that consultant conversation up front. And you taught me, start looking in the back office, start looking at those numbers and explain to people what those numbers actually mean, because a new person doesn't know what 8,000 BV on one leg means. So can you talk to me a little bit about how you have that consultant conversation with the new product user?
Yes, that's my dog barking. So just 1 second.
I kept muting out. It sounded like frogs.
She's the biggest spaz, and I guess she heard the doorbell ring, so she's like all about it. Okay, so I've even changed my stance on this a little bit, because I'm always trying to normalize the process of sharing with two people, and too many of us say things like, hey, do you want to build a business with me? And you guys, that's just so weird and so creepy. You just need to remove the word business altogether. But listen, referral bonuses are all the rage right now. Like, I just purchased a swimsuit from Land's End, and as soon as my purchase was done, a little box popped up and said, refer a friend and get $25. Like, that's totally normal. And so I've even changed my wording a little bit to talk about our referral program. Like, hey, before, like, and I really want you to embrace this, you guys. So how many of you guys do like an open the box call when you're getting your person started? Like you call them and you go through their box with them. Do you guys do that? Is that part of your team culture? Okay. So here, I'm going to give you guys a challenge, and I want you to know this is going to change the entire structure of your organization. This is going to change everything about your business up front. Are you ready? Get a piece of paper. So what you're going to do is before your open the box call, you're going to say, before I go through these amazing products with you, I want to tell you about our referral bonus program. How simple is that, you guys? Is that going to freak anybody out? No. Okay, yeah, tell me about the referral bonus program. Like, that's so normal. It's so normal. Tell me about the referral bonus program. And then you guys do a Zoom call like this so you can see their face. Draw out you share, they share, but go to executive. Show them all the money on the table. Don't just stop at you share, they share. You've got their attention for 5 minutes. Just go manager, director, executive. Don't go get into a ton of minutia. Show them the, $3,500 or whatever it is on the table, and just be like, I just wanted you to know in case that's something that you're interested in. So as you're starting it, just be like, who are 2 people you know for sure that would do this with you? I have a board here that I was doing this with earlier, but like, so you just say, hey, who are 2 people you know for sure that would do this with you? And you put them on there, and then you draw it out. We just had someone on our team do this, okay, for the first time. So this isn't something that my team's been doing forever. We just started doing it. Guess what happened, you guys? Guess what happened? She gave the names of 2 people, okay? One of them was named Sam. So they went through the whole thing. She said she was going to make over $3,000. The girl at the end said, what do you think of that? And she's like, that's a lot of money. That's more than I currently make. And she's like, I know. Isn't that crazy? All for referral bonuses. It's nuts. I know. Crazy. But it's totally there for you if you want it. Let me know. Pop me in a 3-way chat with Sam or Laura, and I'll totally help you out. Well, guess what happened? The next morning, she was popped into a 3-way chat with Sam, and Sam bought a value pack that day. Okay, so like within 24 hours, she had already brought in the person that she said would for sure do this for her, with her. And, they got the sponsor on the phone. The sponsor did all the talking, because your person doesn't know what to say. Do not leave it up to them. Worst mistake ever. Do not leave it up to them. Get on the phone with them. You do the talking, you do the sharing, and make sure that they get their 2 people. So easy, you guys. Referral bonus program. It's so not weird.
So easy. And I like that you go all the way to executive, because I was always scared to overwhelm them. So I would usually stop at the crystal manager, because I would say, I'm obligated to show you how to get $900 back in your first 60 days, because I don't want you to miss it, And then once they took that initiative, I would walk them even further. But you're right. If they're open, if they're receptive, why not show them 10 grand instead of 900, right?
Well, that's just the thing. Like, numbers stick with people.
Yeah.
Even if I was glossed over, and like I said, she's not like going through all the pack bonuses and cycle bonuses and everything like that. She's just like, literally, if you get 2 people, and they get 2 people, it's $250. You get 4 more, and they get 2 people each, it's $750. You get 4 more, they get 2 each, it's $1,000. So you add the 900 plus the 750 plus 1,000, you guys are like somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000. That number is going to stick with people. Okay, that's a motivating number. Now I realize $900 motivating for a lot of people, but the minutia is like, if you're just like, this is just our referral program. If you enroll 10 people and you each have them refer 2 people, like, this is what you're going to get. It's so simple. And someone asked if I use Zoom. And I haven't up until now, but guess what? I'm starting to, because I want to show people how to eat for free, for sure.
Yeah, it's much easier than kind of having them draw it out. And with a global business, you don't always get to be belly to belly, but doing a Skype call or a Zoom call with someone is so simple. So great verbiage. That's a great tip. So let's say you're going through your downline, and I know you go through your downline a lot. And so you're looking for people with big numbers. So let's say you find someone who has like 18,000 BV on one side and 6,000 BV on the other side. Would you reach out to this person even if they're not directly yours? They're just someone who you found some in the tree?
Absolutely, you guys. Listen, the way that I look at this is that it is your responsibility to serve every member in your team. Because let's just have an honest moment. Some of the people that you enrolled, that you taught to share, they're not doing their part. Okay, let's just have an honest moment. Maybe they got some quick cash, maybe they hit manager and ran, like whatever it is. You got some people lying around in your organization who would love a hand, who have no idea what to do. So one day I was doing this, I was poking around in someone's back office looking for BB to get paid out, because we all know that if you get your people paid even $1, you're going to retain them for a year. That's like a Eric Worre statistic. So when you do that and you're consciously trying to serve people, help them get paid $1, you know, then you're just creating a customer for life. So I found a lady, you guys, she had $2,000 worth of banked business volume. I made a quick phone call and I just said, hey, this is Lindsay. She actually knew my name because I had been introduced to her once before. Hey, this is Lindsay. I just need to talk to you real quick. You just give me a call back for a second. She called me back. I told her there was $2,000 sitting in her Isagenix bank account, and she actually had just one side already that was set to go. She just needed that other side. She got someone started. She made $2,000. You guys, she went out and made a car payment. She did a post about it and how grateful she was. And she bought a brand new car with that $2,000. So you can't tell me that she's not going to be a customer for life. Hello. She understands now how to get herself paid. She understands what banked volume is. She understands what a gift it's been that she was placing that 100 BB. She's never not going to place her 100 BB order again, you guys. Do you get it? She got $2,000 from her Isagenix bank account. So if you're serving people and getting people paid, what I do is I look around for people who've enrolled 5 people or more. I ask them to get to manager, and I check out everyone's banked business volume. Now, I will say that this has become more challenging since customer first, because not everyone's putting in the socials. So the number one thing you can do now is really go through and help your leaders learn how to convert people to associate, and have it be a part of their first 90-day process, whatever that process is. People have to convert, or there is no discussion to have. You have to get people to convert.
So let me ask you a question as a coach, right? So I would message one of my people and I would say, Monica, you need to get your people to convert from PC to associate. So she'll say, okay, fine, tell me what to tell them. So usually the verbiage I give her is, hey, you've been ordering products for over 60 days. I don't know if you know, but from all your product orders, you're collecting business volume, and not just from your product orders, but from the people underneath you. If you don't hit that associate button, after 90 days, all those points go out the window. So is that kind of like what you teach your people to say? Do you have similar verbiage?
Yeah. So what I do is people can actually now see, even if they're just a preferred customer, they actually can now see their bank volume in the back office. And that's thanks to me, because it annoyed the crap out of me that they couldn't see it. And it was some mystical, magical number that they didn't know anything about. So now you can actually show people. So you can say, hey, do you have 5 seconds? Log into your account, click on my customers, and just check out this BV chart. And what I want you to know is this is worth money. And tell them how much it's worth, if it's worth $154 or $108 or $162 or whatever it's worth at the time. And say, I just want you to know, this is going to continue to bank volume or collect money until you decide that you want to share with 2 people. And I wanted to let you know, because if you don't keep this active, or if you don't put in your social security number, it's just going to go away. And I would hate to see that flush for you, because I've helped someone make a couple grand because they just let it go on forever and then cashed it out. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing my part in telling you how to get paid out of your Isagenix bank account. So that's just kind of the verbiage I use.
Awesome.
Don mentioned in the chat here too, that now if they convert to associate, they get 2 free codes that they can use for their customers. So Isagenix, guys, they still are on our side. They still want to help us. they're doing everything that they can to make it easy for our people to share. So now they even give them 2 codes. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a conversation. This is going to be our assignment for week 5, and I'll certainly type it up. But our job this week is really to have that conversation, to look through our team's BV and let them know how much money is sitting there and have the consultant making conversation, number 1. Number 2, our job is to convert everyone from PC to associate and discuss with them how they get to keep those points that convert to dollars, but also to keep those points, they have to stay active with 100 BV on auto ship. So these are really important business conversations that we should be having. And it's not about build a business. It's about, hey, you're scoring some free bucks for products. Stay active, convert your account, and you will definitely benefit. It is important not to shy away from those conversations, because it really breaks my heart when I see it on my forms, auto ship cancellations. And I really attribute those to, number 1, the coaches are not having these conversations. The person really didn't get the picture that this is more than a 30-day program. They didn't get to an event, and they didn't earn any money. Because when you're earning bucks, you don't stop your auto ship. Like if I'm getting a free coupon to shop at Trader Joe's every week, I'm not going to go shop at Costco. I'm not. So I think as professional business builders here, right? Product users gone to business builders, it's important for us to get comfortable with having these conversations, because these conversations build retention. So how big is your downline now, Lindsey?
Now I have 15,600 people in my organization.
From 400, just teaching her people how to get their products paid for. Not leading with the business, not, scaring them, but just showing them the money on the table. So I have to ask you, because there's a lot of people and we only have 8 minutes, and I would love to keep you on for more, but I get in trouble when we go over our team call. Here's the thing. You have a lot of kids, and you have a husband at home, Peter, and he's like 5 kids in one. How on earth do you manage to build your Isogenics business? How many hours of income producing activity do you have? And what do you do during that time? Because if somebody's a busy mom, working a 9 to 5, putting the kids, bathing them, everything that they have to do, if they have 1 hour to work their Isogenics business, please don't spend that time reading GoPro.
Right.
Talk to me about real numbers, because these guys, they want to be successful. They've committed to 90 days of blitzing.
Yeah. So this is what I'm going to say is there's something called sacrifice. And if you really want this, sacrifice is going to come into play. So when I first started, it looks a lot different now. Like now I do my Isogenics business full time. I brought my husband home. He actually is our family cook. He does all the grocery shopping. He takes the kids home from school. He does all their after school activities. So I've created the life of my dreams to not have to be the carpool mom anymore. It's the best, but I've what's it called? Indentured servant, my husband or whatever, poor guy. He didn't know what was going to hit him, but too late now. He's all roped in. But when I first started Isogenics, we had our own business. He was working at that business. I had a 2-year-old, you guys, and I was doing the marketing for our business. And what the marketing is driving around a pizza trailer, cooking pizzas at 425 degrees in 100-degree weather. I'd have to cook 20 to 40 pizzas in a 1 to 2 hour period. I was sweating my brains out. You think I don't have a huge why of why I wanted this business? I was so ready to kick that trailer to the curb. I quit on my husband 4 months into Isogenics because I was making far too much money to drive that trailer around. And I was just I'm never driving that thing again. Hire someone else to do it. And so what I did is I worked in the pockets. And I actually have a video on my Vimeo channel that says how to work this business in 30 minutes a day. But honestly, it doesn't take, to be effective, the most important things you need to be doing all the time are prospecting and following up. That's it, really. I mean, sure, you can like do business builder stuff and work with your team leaders and do all that, but like that's not what's really going to build your business. What's really going to build your business is finding new customers, casting the vision with them of what's possible, and following up, because like Angela said, it really takes 10 to 12 follow-ups to get someone enrolled, and people are vastly underestimating how many times you have to touch someone to get them enrolled. So many people are giving up at like 5, 6, 7 touches, and what you don't know is that you have to double that amount of touches, especially in today's social media network circles. Like you have to double, like 12, 14 touches to get someone enrolled. But so many people are just giving up way before that. And they're like, I don't have anyone to talk to. Well, you do. You're just giving up way, way, way too early. So honestly, like in my opinion, you can totally work this business in 30 minutes a day. You know, first of all, I haven't watched TV in like 3.5, 4 years. So like there's no BB in TV for sure. I use all my spare moments to build my business. But time blocking has been huge, huge for me, because you do have to honor some time with your family and your obligations with your family. And you shouldn't be on your phone when you're supposed to be with your family. So I also did a video on my Vimeo channel about time blocking. Go watch that too, because you'll be way more effective if you're not multitasking. So what I mean is, if you have 30 minutes to go work your business uninterrupted, like I just totally locked my kid out of my room. I don't know where he is, honestly. He could be in the middle of the street right now. I have no idea. But like I have 30 minutes here and I have to stay focused, you know. But so many people, you're trying to message people and trying to be present for your children at the same time. They totally can read that like a ton of books. They will resent you for it. They'll resent your phone. They'll resent your business. They'll resent everything you're doing. It's better if you just say, hey, look, like I dedicated this 1 hour to my business. I need 1 hour of uninterrupted time. You are allowed to play on the Xbox for 1 hour. When I'm done, we're going to do our family stuff. We're going to spend one-on-one time. There's not going to be any Xbox during that time. And that's when we're going to have dinner, talk, and all that stuff. So you have to just stop trying to split time or multitask. It's not as effective.
And there is reward in what we do. I mean, you worked your butt off and you earned top achievers, and then you got to celebrate that. You know, you worked your ass off for the trip to Disney. I remember, you know, every week counting these Disney points, you know, and at the end of the contest, you know, you had Charlie in Disney. I mean, it's a win. You work hard, you grind it out, but you get to celebrate. And that's what this 90 days of concentrated effort is about. It really is about sending those messages, texting, getting incredibly uncomfortable, but having conversations. We have to be enrolling people and teaching our team how to enroll people. If someone tells you that they don't want to do the business, move on. Move on. If you found one builder, right? Let them build. Move on. Ed tells me, go find another. Leave her alone and go find another. That's our job. Casting vision. That's
people
it.
People seriously hang on to people for far, far too long, you guys. I can tell you the best thing you can do is just to go find new people, because if you find someone who's fired up, it's going to fire up all the people who are sitting around waiting to be fired up. Like, you know, I brought in a builder who kind of went gangbusters, and all of she like passed up all my current builders, and they were all going crazy. You know, like they're all jealous. And I'm like, yeah, you guys, because this is what you do. You go find new builders, and that's the fuel of this business. The fire of this business comes from new builders. So you guys, if you don't have builders coming into your organization all the time, you're not going to get it done. Like, it's not going to happen. Everyone's going to get tired and bored, and they're not going to want to do it anymore, whatever. Like, you have to bring new blood in, and all it takes is one person. All it takes is a little Abby O'Neill that you get into your business, and boom, it's all over. So here, like, if you're not prospecting, if you're not teaching your team to prospect, and if you're just working with the same lame old people all the time, that person's not going to come into your business center. Do you understand that? It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, we have to be fired up, and we have to lead the way. Emily Vavra wrote a beautiful post tonight about why she shows up to her Monday night call every Monday at 9 p.m. And I thought it was so relevant to us. It doesn't matter how many times we've heard the system. we need to be there if we're going to encourage our people to be there. So with that being said, it's 9:30. I'm on time tonight. I recorded the call tonight. That's 2 wins. I love you so much. And if you can inbox me, please, your Vimeo video of time blocking, I would love to share with this group. I think they will find so much value. You are beautiful, wonderful, amazing. I admire the heck out of you. And thank you.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Let's jump on our
call. Okay, one step closer, hands hard. I'm gonna keep marching forward.
I have so many. I have so many. Follow me.
And then once you click on